When I was in school, if our teacher asked, doing something on the board, they asked a question, you could raise your hand, give the right answer, and it still wasn't enough. The teacher would say, and why do you say so? How do you know? You not only had to give the right answer, you had to defend your entire thought process. To get to the right answer the wrong way was a wrong answer. And I share this because that's now the way that the education system is going. So what they learn in school, they bring home. You say, Bhagwan ki upar tilak laga, parikrama karo, non-veg mat khao. Why? And because we didn't ask our parents why, we don't always have the answers. Or the answers are things that don't pass muster with the new generation. Because this is our culture. Punya milega. Because I said so. Because it's the right thing to do. These are no longer answers that fly. Now the tragedy, of course, is that we do have answers for these questions. There really are very specific scientific reasons for why we do all these things. It's not that the answers don't exist. It's not that sitting in puja, performing yagna, are somehow outdated or without any real reason. It's just that because we never asked, we don't know the reason. On a separate subject, this was actually what made Puja Swamiji originally conceive of and bring out the Encyclopedia of Hinduism, was to put all of those answers in one place. So when our children ask the question, instead of giving them an answer that isn't the most satisfying to them, we can actually pull out the encyclopedia and give the real answer. But on an everyday level, when our children don't have time, and not having time is just an excuse. There's plenty of time to be on Facebook, there's plenty of time to watch TV, there's plenty of time to do Snapchat, chat with their friends, there's plenty of time to post selfies. It's not a matter of not having time. It's a matter of making choices. If a friend of mine, when I'm back in America, says to me, let's go to the movies, I'm going to say, I won't have time. It's true. In my world, I don't have 3 hours to go to the movies. If I say to her, come, let's sit, let's meditate, or let's go to satsang, or let's go chant kirtan, or let's work out a proposal, a project for how we can get toilets along the banks of Ganga. She'll say to me, I'd love to, but I don't have time. So she's got 3 hours to go to the movies. I've got 3 hours to go to satsang or kirtan or work. It's not that we don't have time. Everybody's got the same 24 hours a day. It's just a matter of how we choose to spend it. So the issue with our children is not just a matter of what's the quickest way we can throw some spirituality into their lunch bag as they rush out the door. It's about how can we make it something that they're prepared to spend time on. And that's a challenge for us. We know it's valuable, but how can we put that in words that mean something in the world that they live in? And one of the easiest ways I have found working with the younger generation is they may say they don't believe in rituals, they don't believe in the puja. Fine. Don't worry, don't force them. It's actually our kami that we haven't been able to properly explain it. But no problem, we don't blame ourselves either. We just say, koi baat nahi. God is not attached to you performing rituals. But that same divine whom we worship in the ritual exists in everyone. This is something that actually our younger generation can grasp and does grasp. They're the ones who come to us yelling about discrimination. They're the ones saying, how dare you treat the staff like that? They should have the same. Why does our housekeeper's son have to sleep in a room that looks like that when I have a room that looks like this? They're the ones telling us that. They're the ones wanting to work in the world. They're the ones hurt by the lack of equality that they see. They're the ones saying, why do I have to marry someone of my own caste? Why does it matter? We're all the same. We're all one. We're all divine. Right? This is what the younger generation is saying. So to give them spirituality is simply to say to them, look, Beta, no problem. Don't worship God through puja, fine. Worship God through everyone you meet. Wherever you go, whether it's the guy filling up your car with gas, whether it's a coworker, whether it's a friend, whether it's a subordinate, whether it's an employer, whoever it is, worship them all. Treat them all as God. And what you'll find, what I have found, is they're not only prepared to do that, they're excited to do that. That's a language that they can speak. And not only, I'll give you one last piece to it, not only do you treat them as divine, but you recognize that because they are divine, because our scriptures tell us Vasudev Kutumbakam, the world is a family, the same God jinki puja hum kar rahe hain, has told us Vasudev Kutumbakam. So if you give the youth things to do, so that all of our brothers and sisters who are divine don't suffer, don't die. Well, this is why we don't eat non-veg. Because eating non-veg is taking food out of the hands. It's a long story. Has to do with where our water goes, where our grain goes. But every time we eat non-veg, we're literally pulling food out of the mouths of people who are starving. If we eat grain, rice, wheat, soy, corn, as grain, there's enough to feed everybody on earth. When we take that and we feed it to the animals who we later kill for their meat, there's not enough to go around. So they don't want to be vegetarian because they don't think the cow is holy? Fine. They don't want to be vegetarians because they don't believe, the whole religious aspect. They're not worshiping Kam. They don't want to go there. No problem. Let them be vegetarians because their sisters and brothers who are equally divine deserve food to eat. Let them live like that. And then don't worry. They still may never do what we call puja. But they will choose careers that are puja. They will live their